This is an 1840 model cavalry saber, okay? Some people call it the heavy cavalry saber. The early ones, I think, were heavy, you know, the 1833, the first one we adopted, Dragoon, as I understand. This one, well, no, the 1833 wasn't heavy enough, and that's one reason they went to this one. But the French version, I think it was the 1822, was the one the U.S. liked because it was heavy. And so I guess they got the name the heavy cavalry sword because there were some that were just too light, you know, or lighter, like the 1860, which was a light cavalry sword. So I don't know if it's like powder or not. You know, no one used the term black powder probably until there was modern powder, right? But this is kind of known as the 1840 heavy cavalry sword, and was used in Mexican-American War. And with the late 40s, 1840s now. We're in back a couple of centuries here now. Young people, and there's using the Civil War, of course. Can you imagine being in battle, and this is a fairly important piece of equipment? Wow, you were born into the wrong century if this is an important piece of your. That's the way I kind of look at it. If you're in war, you might have been born into the wrong century anyway. But anyway, of course, that happens in every century. These were carried, and I'm not an expert on them. I just like them. I like knives, you know that. And I had an 1860 light cavalry sword. You might remember we did a video with it, and I traded that for a rifle. In my defense, it was for my first original Civil War rifle, that 1863. And I needed that to defray the cost, kind of thought, and everything. And so I traded it off. Have regretted it. And then as I got to thinking about, well, I've had the 1860 light cavalry sword, really cool. And maybe if I get another one, I'll get an older one, a little bit older, and one of the heavier ones, the heavy cavalry sword. It was the 1840 model, okay? And guess what? That's what I did. So these were big, they're long. I think it's about 35 inches long, and the blade is. And they're heavy. Notice the thickness of that thing. So that's one reason it's considered and is called the heavy sword. It's got some weight to it. In fact, let's try it out before I talk too much about it. I've got a couple of things here. I was never in the cavalry. I wonder what it would do to this. Let me sneeze first. All right, let's just stab a water jug. We're always shooting water jugs. Let's see, I'm far enough away, I might drench John instead of me. I went into the log. Some of you are surprised. I know why you're surprised. It didn't blow up. Water's not going everywhere. Somebody tell us, some of you physics majors. Well, same reason if you ever get shot by an arrow, you don't want to pull it out right away. Anybody that's been out west or lived in the 1800s knows that, right? Most of you know that. You don't want to just jerk it out. Why? Because, watch this, what's going to happen. Then you start bleeding. Then you bleed out. Maybe I'll stab him again. Don't let me wet the camera there, John. Let's go. Oh yeah, you can bleed out. As I understand, these were used as slashing. You know, you kind of stab it, that sawing effect. I don't know. I haven't learned how you use it. I just know it's a big, sharp instrument, and I don't want to be on the wrong end of it. And yes, it is an 1857 sword. It's an original, and I'm messing around stabbing that log and that jug. But, you know, I've got a rag up there soaked with Ballistol. I'm going to take care of it. I might even get pumpkin juice on it. Look at this. Now, I'm not an expert. I have not practiced with this, and I don't intend to practice a lot, but but I could use it if I had to. What would be the proper technique? How many of you have fought with a saber? Okay, now I don't want to damage it. A pumpkin should not damage it though. Sorry, Mr. Pumpkin. Ah, yeah, nice. Well, that thing, it does have some heft. Let's come at an angle. Ah, yeah, whew. You wouldn't want somebody slashing you with that. There we go. Took his head off. You want me to eat some of that? Oh, man. Yeah. Y'all just going about your business. I'm going to stand here and just carve up this pumpkin. I'm a professional pumpkin carver. Let's do another stab here. Yeah! Let's not mess it up Yeah, okay. You know, I just have to use things, even if they're old. I'm sorry. I try to be kind to them and not abuse them, take care of them. I am the curator of this, as I have said before. Where's my rag, my Ballistol rag? Yeah, keep her in good shape. And I just, you know, for a video, I'll bring it out and actually cut something, stab something, play with a little bit.